Previously on Doki Doki Literature Club. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. And now, back to the story. Hi everybody. My name is Lilith Saga. I am a writer, Succubus, and PNGtuber. And today, we are going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club. We are continuing our playthrough. And last we left off, we had a cute scene where Sayori tried to bribe people to give her food. We went on an adorable romantic book date with Yuri, where we were just reading together in the classroom. We shared our poems like usual, and we are preparing for the festival where we will be sharing the poems live with the school. We have to pick one of our own, or not necessarily one of our own, but basically we're just reading a poem in front of the school, hoping to gain new members. So yeah, it seemed pretty nonchalant, pretty innocuous. Now we're going to do the usual poetry minigame. So I'll be honest, I'm feeling really cute. I know the point of like dating sims is to just kind of get the person that you want. Like you're supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. So if I wanted to really go all out on Yuri, I'd pick all the words that I think would describe her. But honestly, no, I'm feeling cute. I want to know a little bit more about Natsuki because we've had a Sayori scene, we've had a Yuri scene. So I think it's only fair that we give some Natsuki love, you know? So let's try and do something really cute. So let's see. Cry together, portrait, skipping, unrestrained music, embrace, frightening, scars, flower. Let's go with flower. Oops. We're probably gonna end up picking Sayori in the end, but let's see. Electricity, massacre, wonderful Valentine, marriage, laugh, vivid, cheer, ocean, boop. Okay, boop's gotta be cute. Yeah. Nightgown, fireflies, treasure, fear, kitty, giggle, adventure, meager, sugar, waterfall. Maybe giggle. Yeah. Uncanny, dark, explode, strawberry, vertigo, memories, desire, pain, rainbow, time. Let's go with rainbow, because we're gay like that. Swimsuit, rain cloud, atone, infallible, shiny, variance, passion, disaster, summer, whistle. None of those sound very, like, cutie stuff. Well, maybe shiny. I feel like shiny objects. Determination, captive, papa, mouse, awesome, fun, nibble, dream, family, excitement. I guess awesome. Kiss, childhood, happiness, cheeks, COVID, broken, ambient, unrequited, sunset, socks. Shoot. Maybe happiness? Okay. Existence, hope, play, charm, breathe, hop, poof, tenacious, judgment, lazy. We gotta go with poof. Poof, 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 poof. Okay, we're doing Doki Doki. No doubt about it. This is literally Doki Doki Literature Club. Beauty, pout. Oh, we gotta do pout. We love pouting the people. Milk, pleasure, death, crimson, jumpy, feather, landscape, tragedy, calm, bliss. Maybe jumpy? Peace, clumsy, infinite, contamination, bunny, fantasy, sadness, blanket, promise, ribbon. Let's go with bunny. Love, sparkle, smile, journey, entropy, vitality, puppy, vacation, fester, despise. Do something simple like love. Forgive, insight, starscape, wrath, inferno, vibrant, extraordinary, horror, analysis, anime. Anime. We're trying to get an event with a weeaboo. Of course, we're gonna pick anime. Games, flee, fickle hair, special, incapable, warm, unending, marshmallow aura. I don't know. Maybe special? Okay. Bouncy, cage, effulgent, rose, raindrops, intellectual, alone, nature, joy, philosophy. Gotta go with bouncy. Yeah. Hopeless, eternity, hurt, pure, sticky, party, depression, disown, sunny, question. Maybe, party? These are also happy. I really want something more dark, but I really want to have Natsuki give the limelight here, so. God, I can't wait to go back to dark, but. Okay, melody, twirl, lucky bed, dazzle, secretive, climax, essence, dance, after image. Dance, dance, we're falling apart to halftime. Dance, dance. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. Precious color, chocolate graveyard, flying whirlwind, anger, kawaii. Agonizing anxiety, prayer, heartbeat, shame, cute, pink, amazing. Let's just go with cute. That's what we're going for. We're making this poem very cute. Alright. Here we go, boys and girls. Ladies and gents. Everyone. Okay. Oh man. I'm the last one here again? Ha! You late! Maybe you do have a boyfriend after all. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination. That's an Undertale game after all. I mean, wrong game. Yeah, we're not that kind of game here. Not that we're in a game or anything. But I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Eh? Yeah, that's quite a change of pace. You're all doom and gloom about it. What the hell happened, Natsuki? Weren't you complaining about it yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival. But it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. Sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. I'm gonna say, one mention of food and she'll be gone. My god, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on! I mean, we're in Japan. We're in Japan, we're weeaboos! Are you saying you don't like squid? I mean, I've never actually had... I've had squid ink, like in pasta, but I've never actually had squid on its own, I don't think. You, of all people? Yeah? I didn't say I didn't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because! It's right in your name. Mon Ika! Is one of those supposed to be squid? That... No, umami is eel. I guess I don't actually know what squid is. Maybe I'll find out later. Eh? That's not how you say my name at all. Ooh, that's the first time we've actually seen her kind of get irked. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Yeah, but I mean, I know how kanji works, so I know one of those words has to be for squid. Never mind. Let's just focus on our event for now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori? I wave my hand in front of her face. Eh? You're spacing out again. Oh god, is she okay?
Sorry. Don't mind me.
You can go... Wait. Oh, shit, that's it.
You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Is everything alright?
Of course.
She's not as cheery as she usually is, though.
Why wouldn't it be?
It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Jeez, you worry too much about me.
Well, somebody has to.
I'm fine, see?
Sayori shows me a big smile. Can't remember if that's her usual sprite, but it still looks forced for some reason.
Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glanced at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. Yeah, maybe the... what was she in charge in? The posters? Yeah, maybe the posters, something happened with them or something. I timidly approached Monica, who was shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Lilith, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but, have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her.
How? How do you not notice that she's not as chipper as usual? Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk.
Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Lilith. You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself.
Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone.
Are you sure? Maybe she just had a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
Oh. So we're the problem. Is it because she thinks we're ditching her for Yuri or the other girls in the club? I guess that's possible. This shouldn't be a problem. I mean, yeah, this is a dating sim, but like, Sayori can still be our friend, right? Person of interest? What do you mean by that? Why are we playing dumb?
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Lilith.
Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Look at me, I'm just normal, atypical writing succubus. What is there to even look at it with me?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anyone else, you know? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori was always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been.
You're so funny, Lilith. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful? Because that's just how she is when she's around you?
Oh, I see. Come on, we're not that dense. We can get through it.
I said too much.
No, you didn't.
I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else. That's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord. So I have no choice but to approach her myself. Oh. Well, I thought we were trying to get Yuri this time. Not Yuri, Natsuki this time, but hey, I'm all for the Yuri interactions. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own.
I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Relax, you didn't even do anything.
But
I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How are you even able to tell what I was thinking like that? Are you a psychic?
Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression.
Oh, so she's an analyst?
Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
Aww. It's really not that big of a deal. No, we should confide in her. Tell her what's up. Maybe she has some insightful wisdom to bestow. Yeah, I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today. But when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh, that's quite romantic.
Eh?
Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. But it could be something more.
Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Lilith, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
Ooh. Ah. Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah, it's true that a lot of people, they're not just so like one-sided. They're not black or white. They're shades of gray, and humans are complicated, basically. And I agree that there's a lot of mystery going on here, especially even with just these characters. But so you think there might be something behind it after all?
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too. And I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case. How could I not be so concerned? We haven't seen her this down before.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's my friend. I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. No, do it. Insinuate it. We're just good friends, that's all. History will say we are very good friends. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Ha! Who's averting their gaze now? 'Tis I.
Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I mean, I'm just a plain, boring succubus. Who can't even write correctly. I got no skill. I got no riz. Frankly, I got nothing. I'm a pretty simple guy. Yeah, that's me. I'm the simple guy, Lionel. Or Lilith. So I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. Feelings are tough. I can't even express myself half the time. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. Yeah, it's a high level of sophistication, not gonna lie. I can't beat Yuri. But you can't beat her joiner?
That's not a compliment, is it?
Yes it is! Take it a damn compliment! It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway.
Okay, everyone.
After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room.
Why don't we share our poems now?
Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. Make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Huh. Okay, I guess we're not getting the Natsuki event. Oh well. Well, let's do the same usual things, I guess. So let's start with Yuri, then Natsuki, then Sayori, then Monica. Cause I still like that pattern. It just works. So Yuri, how about is our poem? Cause we did not write it for you this time. Oopsie.
Decided to try something different today.
I guess so. Is that good or bad? It's bad. It's definitely bad.
Well, neither. I have my preferences, but it would be unfair of me to call something good or bad based on that. As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself.
That's comforting. It's good she's okay with people trying to figure out their own things and whatnot. Kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. What, is she like our mom or something now? Even if she does have kind of weird mommy energy.
Eh? Why me?
Well, you're always sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share.
Is that so?
Yeah. Yuri thinks for a good minute.
That must be terrible.
Eh?
For me to have become someone whose opinion is fearsome. How unlikable of me.
Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. I just mean that I respect your opinion.
I see. I'm sorry that I always overthink and come to those sorts of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it.
Overthinking?
Being disliked.
Oh, no. You're like one of my favorites still. Don't say that. Yuri.
What am I saying? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on.
Alright. You want to share your poem now?
Okay. Here.
Alright. Alright. Let's go to the beach. This one's a pretty long one. Okay, beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in? Or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same, yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back and I abandon my piece to a road at the shore. Drift forward and I return to Earth, forevermore. Aww. Okay. So it seems like just like a fun beach day with noticing the waves and whatnot, but what is this really saying? Where Earth chaotically meets the surface, sky. Easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. So maybe finding something new in the ocean. New opportunities in the ocean. The sand is where your past experiences were, stuff that you're used to. But when the wave comes by, all these new changes come and erase some and destroy some of the parts of the past, some of what you've already made. So you can only go in and try and figure out what is in the ocean. Maybe? I'm probably thinking way too much into this. But I mean, hey, we're talking to Yuri, so overthinking's alright, right? Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it.
You say that like you didn't even want to write about it. Yeah, it does seem a little bit off for her, for some reason.
Oh? You haven't heard? After yesterday, Natsuki and I, well, it was amusing that we wrote about something similar in such different ways. So, Natsuki wanted us to write about the same topic as each other again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes.
Aww.
Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. I just went with her request. But, well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion.
Yeah. I'd say you still made it your own. Because it still had the metaphorical sense that you usually are used to with writing, but it had a happier tone in a way. I mean, it's just kind of a different feel.
It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while.
Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing. Alright, now on to Natsuki. better like our poem.
Finally! Eh? This one! It's good!
I was wondering how long it would take you. Wait.
I was wondering how long it would take you.
Alright.
Yeah, seriously. Don't listen to what anyone else says. Especially Yuri. Just keep writing poems like this. That's all you need.
Are you sure that's not just what you want?
Excuse me? You're talking to a pro, you know. Don't you think you should trust my opinion the most?
Well, I guess that depends. Aren't you biased towards poems that are more simple and cute?
Biased? Of course not. My opinion just happens to be the best.
There's one thing I still can't tell. Is Natsuki actually self-aware of her spoiled behavior? At this rate, I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. Fair enough. I'm glad that you like my poem after all.
Ahahaha! I knew you'd finally understand. Just keep showing me your poems and you'll be a pro before you know it. Anyway, here's the one I wrote.
Okay, I'll be your beach. Okay, so they both have the beach theme. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminish your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you had thought left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand. Bathe in sunbeams and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail. Set you free in my windy sail. And remember the reasons you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. Huh. This is just like the cute little Natsuki stuff, and almost seems like a song it could be, with the way, like, this stanza kind of repeats itself. Is it word for word? Yeah, I think it is word for word. But yeah. But it also is a bit more metaphorical than what she normally writes, I think. There's a lot more to it, but I mean, not that Natsuki's poems don't have a metaphorical sense to them, it's just kind of not as elaborate and wordy as Yuri's poems tend to be, but let's see. I think it's just, maybe it's just talking about just like, I'll be your beach, I'll be your sunshine, I'll be your everything to make you have a wonderful place to go to years and years later. That's what I'm going to wrap up as just like the main kind of theme. But we'll see.
Yeah. I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something with a nice message for once.
Yeah, that was actually really sweet.
Besides, the beach is awesome. Kinda hard to write anything negative about the beach.
But the sand, it's coarse and it gets everywhere. Well, Yuri's take on it was a little more solemn.
Well, that's... Jeez, she better not have said anything bad about mine. After all, she was the one who wanted us to write about the same topic.
That's what she said, though. She said you wanted that.
You can really see her doing that too. Make us write about a simple topic, then try to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. But there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice.
Alright, Sayori, what's up?
This is your best one so far. It's really nice, Lilith.
Thanks. Honestly, I wasn't expecting her to like it that much.
So, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Of course! Everything is fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today.
What time did you wake up?
You want a nap or something? No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face.
Well, alright.
Hey, Lilith? I'm still a little surprised. I really thought you would try writing your poems like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end...
Yeah. I guess you're the one who likes this one the most.
Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else?
Wait! Of course I do. But that doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have to sometimes put up with me, and I have to sometimes put up with you. But we have a wavelength or something. And this is how the poem came out. Aww. Sometimes it feels like you're the only one exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's just easier to write when thinking about you. Aww! This is a confession! Sayori?
No. Lilith. I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this?
Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden.
If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier.
Sayori! We glance around the room to make sure nobody has noticed this. Sayori. I probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile.
It's nothing, Lilith. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. No, I don't want to play. No. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. No, don't go home early. We can fix this. We can figure something out. Sayori, tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. What about her poem? Why don't we get to read her poem? Okay. I guess Monica. Go to her.
Hi, Lilith. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival?
Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought. Can we just read one of Sayori's poems? You know, give her more limelight? Maybe that'll cheer her up or something.
Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it will turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands.
I like it, Lilith.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Ah, jeez. Okay, I'm never writing cute things again. Everyone's gonna make a big deal out of it.
No. Kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yep. By any any chance have you read anything by Shel Silverstein?
Oh, yeah, that's, isn't his The Giving Tree, where, like, this dude, goes to a tree and the tree gives him wood for all the things that he needs in life. Like, for some shoes, for a boat, for a house, and then doesn't have much left else to give in the end. And I know something good happens in the end, but... Maybe a long time ago. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's been ages since I've read it, but I do recognize the name, and I believe that's one of his works.
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes, there's only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
Maybe I should read his stuff more then. Yeah, I see. I should go back and reread him, honestly. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that. Natsuki is actually the daughter of Shel Silverstein?
Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright?
Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. Okay. Okay, it doesn't look like anything too weird other than the feather, so... Okay. Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day, I search. I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains. The last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall. And I fall, and I fall, and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry gill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything, knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Damn. This feather got rejected by a lady that, like, a legend lady. It's up here, like, thinking, wow, life is kind of great, because, like, most legends fail me, but, like, hey, this lady, she seems to know her stuff. And then, boom, like, as he's falling, as the feather's falling, and then she catches it, and he's like, oh my god, I'm saved. And then she's like, haha, no you're not. There's nothing has meaning. We're all just doing nothing here. And it was just, then just blows him away, and damn. Sounds like a story of revenge. Not revenge, like tragedy? If it's even supposed to mean anything at all. I mean, this poem could also just have no meaning, no purpose. Just like, I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know. I get a feeling that Monica's style is very like nihilistic, but what do I know? Anyways.
You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of things that gives life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about.
I see. Never really put much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
True. I feel like, yeah, it's getting to some like Descartes and some other philosophical things. You know, there's one thing I noticed. Seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy.
Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you know that better than anyone.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Not everything's black and white, shades of gray. You mean one-dimensional?
Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day.
It better be a fucking writing tip, I swear. Not another game tip.
Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good, or okay, or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it, and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think?
Honestly, okay. Alright, we're back to the actual writing tips, because that's damn good. I mean, as far as my channel's been going, I haven't shared any of the writing that I've done. And these days, I don't get a whole lot of time to actually write myself. With just all the things I have going on in my life. But I do hope to eventually share some stuff someday. I mean, for God's sakes, I don't even have my lore video out, but there's definitely a story there. I just have yet to reveal it. But yeah, I'll share some of my stories with y'all one day, I promise. It may not be like tomorrow or anything, but hey, I mean, it'll be good to share if you guys like writing as much as I do. Now, back to this writing game.
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Eh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club.
Catchphrase?
I don't have a catchphrase.
Shoot, what's her catchphrase? Like, okay, everybody listen up? Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it.
Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
Uh-oh. Is this where the horror part of the game starts? If it is, please remember that this game is intended for mature audiences. So whatever happens next, this is your disclaimer. I apologize if bad things happen next. It's not in my control. We're just going through the story. Okay, now that that's out of the air, I'm not ready for the horror myself, but let's get to it. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here.
Ah, it seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around.
Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee.
Natsuki, please show some decency.
Oh, come on! She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early.
Is that so? I hope she's alright.
Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? Hey, there's nothing I could do about it. So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. Hey! No! First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori, even if it's totally true that we kind of have some kind of tension going on. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming from Yuri, of all people.
Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything is fine.
What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes.
Yummy.
Well, we might need a lot of them and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki?
Challenge accepted.
And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can... Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri?
What, you really couldn't think of anything for Yuri? Why? Why is that such a hard thing?
I'm useless.
No! You could do something.
No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too?
Jeez, even I can tell now. Guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That may be the case. But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person.
True.
So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere.
Atmosphere?
About that, I love atmosphere.
Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Aww, she's trying to hype herself up. That's adorable. Your mind is already racing, I can see.
That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Lilith.
The one who is truly useless. Ah, yes, me. The one who really shouldn't even be here, but...
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to help give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that.
Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that?
I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help.
Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that.
If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Lilith may not like to be around if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So, therefore, you may be more suited to assisting with the decorations.
Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyways? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Lilith to... What are you saying?
It will be extremely meticulous work.
And baking isn't? Just what do you think?
Guys, let's settle this down for a moment, okay? Please. In the end, I think it's up to Lilith to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know.
Oh, I see. Wow. Harem indeed. Y'all are just trying to get my attention. I see how it is.
So I'm sure he's interested in...
You literally just said...
I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though.
Jeez.
Can we just settle this already? Yeah. Lilith, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me. Oh god, am I making this decision now? But of course I'm gonna go with... Listen, they're all great and all, but I'm more worried about Sayori. We gotta fix whatever we got going on. So let's go with Sayori. I mean, if it's gonna be anyone, then I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors,
but Monica said that Sayori was helping her.
Jeez. You really hate us that much?
No. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult.
Yes, you did.
Just think of the club, okay?
Ugh. No, I can't pick Sayori. Well, most of this was just trying to like give the other girls a chance. We need to know what Monica's game is. So, and if Sayori is helping Monica, then maybe we'll get to see Sayori. So for this case, let's just go with Monica, see what happens. And then we'll see, okay?
Well, I guess I probably should be helping Monica. Yay, you picked me.
Hold on 1 second. Wait just a damn moment. Excuse me, what the fuck?
Yeah, what she said, but with more expletives. Yeah.
Monica, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us.
But I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. But Lilith was the one who...
That doesn't matter. You were the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monica. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club.
Monica, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives.
Excuse me?
Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monica.
Yeah! We have a lot of work to do, you know. We won't do as good of a job if you make us work alone.
Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monica. Is that not what you were just saying? If we want our event to succeed, then we need to appropriately distribute our resources.
So, are you going to do the right thing, President?
Okay. I get it. It's technically most logical for Lowe's to help one of you two. So, I guess that's what we'll do.
And we're back out down to the bottom. Okay. Ugh. Okay, who do I choose? Because we haven't had too many Natsuki interactions. And baking does sound fun. But Yuri... I mean, Yuri's best girl. Okay, but if my heart's in it, if it's between these two, I gotta go with Yuri. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We'll get more Natsuki opportunities later, probably. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri.
Me?
Are you serious? Why would you?
Natsuki, I can already tell you're about to say something mean.
No. I was just saying...
So, you'll be helping Yuri then, Lilith?
Yeah, if she'll have me. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm glad. I have a bit of overthinking these sorts of things, so I think your assistance will be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself?
I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine.
Okay.
Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour, a little tsundere. So is that everything we needed to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. Do you feel the same way, Lilith?
Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it will turn out.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki?
What? Why is everyone yelling at me? Why are you doing that? Stop it! I didn't do anything.
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room.
I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Lilith picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had.
They are! Yes!
They really go well with my tea. And nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so...
I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though.
Why?
Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden? What the hell's gotten into you?
I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad.
Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her own comfort zone. Well, you can see it's just the two of them are getting better, though. They're becoming closer friends with all their, sharing of poems. I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Aww, or that too. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciated it. Sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. I'm gonna say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. Got it?
I believe you. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So, I guess it's time for us to head out.
Alright, let's get out here then. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. Eh? I turn around.
Sorry. I realized that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend.
Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. We should totally exchange numbers. Yeah, should I give you my phone number?
I think that would be the best way, yes.
Alright then. You're now exchange phone numbers.
Okay. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday.
Eh? My house?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I just thought I'd be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you.
I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I would prefer going to your house.
Oh, do you have a bad home situation?
Oh.
Alright. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decided not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. Not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate
yourself, Lilith. I think that we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only choose me because you felt bad or something.
Wait. You don't actually think that, do you?
I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason that you may have chosen me.
You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do.
But...
Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. Want me to point it out when you're overthinking, right?
I didn't realize.
I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. That's all there is. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while.
I believe you.
As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression.
And I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Hey, me too. Yeah. After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. I can't believe this. Yuri is going to be coming to my house on Sunday? Even though I would have preferred to do this with Sayori? My anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point. Who knows what might end up happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel nervous that Sayori finds out about this? It's not like we feel that way about each other. Besides, like Monica said, this is about the club, nothing else. Totally strictly confidential and professional. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt she'll open up a little when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. I know this is starting to get a little bit long, but I'm worried about Sayori. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? Hey, I decided to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori?
Hi, Lilith.
Okay, she probably just overslept. That's fine. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. Hasn't been a long time. Wait, it has been a long time, yeah. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now.
If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
That's because I end up cleaning it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today?
Wait, how does she know about that? How do you know? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today?
Of course. I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Yuri then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Lilith. Eh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings. If I didn't make that stupid mistake. Then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. No, baby, no. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. No! That's not what this is! We're just trying to help. Sayori. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Lilith. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. What? You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? Come on. You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Lilith? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. I mean, that's kind of what all this was hinted at, I believe. I guess what I'm trying to say is, as someone who's had depression, who is living with depression, it's really easy to just like pretend that everything is okay so you don't bother anybody else about it. That's definitely what Sayori's doing. She's putting up this kind of like charade of being happy all the time, but in the end, like, she's not happy. She's probably got a lot going on, and she may be upset that like the protagonist doesn't like her like she wants. But no, it's pretty clear that she has some really bad depression. You can be the happiest person, everybody knows you for that, but like, not everyone can see the struggle. Especially if you're trying to mask it like that. Like, it's like the whole Robin Williams thing. But yeah, I just wanted to say it. Yeah, this is definitely depression going on. Anyways. I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Oh yes, that's another sign. Sleeping in because you just don't want to get up and you don't want to face a new day because it's just so terrible. You just want to lay in bed and sleep and ignore all the like responsibilities that you have in the world and not have to deal with anything, anybody, all the bad things that could happen. Yeah. Because most days, I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I'm fully know how worthless I am? But you're not worthless. No. Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. I understand everything that you're saying, and I really relate to it, but Sayori, you're not useless. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy without anyone worrying about me.
I'm in shock. I'm sad, but I'm not in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Does she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori?
Eh? Why is it that you've never told me about this?
It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. No, that's the bad. No, don't say that. Don't say that. That's just gonna make it all worse. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me.
You don't understand at all, Lilith. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. No. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head.
I understand everything that she's saying, because even when someone's trying to like comfort, like when I'm upset, sometimes people will hug me and whatnot, and I'm like, if I'm really upset, like crying and like really like pathetic and whatnot, and they try to hug me, it will feel like ants crawling all over me, and it just feels gross. Because like they're trying to like force me into something, and I'm just like, no, this feels wrong. Stop it. I just want to be away from people, everyone that's ever interacted with me, because I'm a useless human being. So I think if I really need a hug, I'll do it. Because I mean, hugs do feel nice, but there are times where it just feels like I said, like ants just crawling under your skin. Yeah. But at the same time, like for someone that is hurting, like Sayori, like, damn it, you just want to help, but you don't know what to do. And that sucks too. But anyways.
That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then, I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right that I don't understand. Wow, we're so dumb. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. We are so dumb. Bro. If we'd never been sad about anything in our lives, how do we not understand this? I mean, I guess if you don't understand it, that's... I'm not trying to, like, invalidate. I shouldn't say that you, like, are the dumbest person for not understanding it, but it's for me personally, it's very easy to understand, so I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do.
No, Lilith, there's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everybody could be like it always was.
I cannot read today. I'm so sorry for all the mishaps.
The only thing that could have happened is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face.
Aww. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace.
Lilith.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please, never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Lilith.
Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
No. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Lilith.
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing this right. All I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. Bro, don't guilt trip her like that. We'll do everything we can.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
She is me. Whenever I get like this, I just say I don't know over and over again. That's how I ended up in a really bad place that I shouldn't talk about right now, but... Gently, Sayori puts her arms around me in return.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Lilith. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too.
Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise.
I think that would be nice then.
Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But
it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right?
It's kind of hard for me to fully understand. But I'm trying my hardest. Why are we so dumb? She just... Of course it would be hard for her to do, but...
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On my way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I think this is a good stopping point. Because I wanted to do that day in the classroom, and then with the way Sayori has been feeling, I wanted to see how she was doing. And I think we accomplished both of those, so I think this is a good stopping point. As much as I want to continue and see how our date with Yuri goes, I mean our school project, yeah, with Yuri goes, I think this is probably a good stopping point. We'll figure it out from here. God. Stuff with Sayori kind of hit a little deep, I'm not gonna lie. Because again, I do have depression. And while our dense protagonist doesn't understand it, I definitely understand what she's going through. Because I am that. I am Sayori, and Sayori is me. I say Yuri is me too, but oh my god, maybe I'm their child or something. I'm the amalgamation of the two of them. But yeah, yeah, this is a good stopping point. So next time we'll be going on our date with Yuri. I'm doing some preparations for the festival. So yeah, I think that will be good. So let's go ahead and let's call it here for today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch me play Doki Doki Literature Club. I had a really fun time, even though this episode was a little bit more depressive and sad, but it's still good because we got to see some character growth, both with Natsuki and Yuri focusing on understanding each other more, with Monica learning how to lead a club, and with Sayori just trying to deal with her own emotions. So everyone's just kind of growing, and it's kind of nice to see. So, and I hope to see more of it pretty soon. So if you want to see some more of it too, yeah, feel free to subscribe if you want, or don't. It's probably the easiest way to get caught up on episodes of this playthrough. So anyways, that's about it from me. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch play Doki Doki Literature Club, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!